quite a while. It's quite old now. Like any thoughts on like fake continents, the world map,
I
like
mean,
Russia, Canada, land bridges, Chukotka.
yeah, because it's pop. I don't know, like the little Diomede. Like there's people on there. I think it seems like.
Like, do people live on there?
Yeah,
Or did just
it's there's because they're off. It's a few miles out of Alaska, and it seems like they're all like Inuit people who are there. There's like supposedly there's just less than 120.
it's all just like Eskimos, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a few Eskimos and
That's the kind of people.
not much else.
Nothing really.
But
It's
you can't
just-
go to Chukotka. It's like it's very hard.
Yeah.
Like you need like permits and you can't have like a mobile phone, GPS.
Right.
It's like you can only go to certain places. It's like very difficult to go there.
It is. Yeah. It is weird. I would so like protective of it. But I just
But
remember.
it's like what I don't get is like you can get on a plane and go to Moscow,
Mm,
so you can go like that way into Russia.
yeah.
But you try the other way. It's like no, sorry. So that's
This-
weird, isn't it? It's like why?
I
Like
don't-
surely they'd be more bothered about people going to a big city where all the important
Well, I
stuff
don't know,
is
but
than
everything's
some
laid.
like bit of ice.
Maybe they just feel like they might hurt them. You know, it's everything's laid out in Moscow. They know, you know, the streets and everything. They can ask people. It's like the cows are all. You can manage the cows easier, but if the cows are all banging their heads trying to get in on like a part that's like reserved or just not made for people, they might might get some problems.
So it's just like herd.
Yeah,
It's herd management.
herd management. I think they're just trying to like. Oh, they're idiots. They're gonna they're gonna drown, or they're just gonna be lost. Or we're going to have to send things for them. Or just get them round the other way.
So it's for our protection, really.
I think so, in a weird way.
But what do you think about all the Russians that are like, well, I say all of them, I don't know how many people there is, but it's like people
Yeah.
on YouTube making videos questioning how close Canada is,
Yeah,
whether the US is connected in some sense.
but
But all
it's-
these like weird ideas. It's like, what do you think of that? Is it mad? Is it crazy? Those people
I just think that area does freeze over, and then some.
but like
you
how
can
do you,
cross
how,
it.
how do you know that?
I've seen this footage.
Yeah, but have you been there?
Well, it looks.
Like
I mean,
what you're seeing, like
it just. Well, there's a guy in a snowmobile.
like
Or
it could be anywhere. Though,
It could
couldn't
be anywhere, but yeah, I suppose it's trust. Yeah, you are
It's
trusting
all,
it.
it's all on trust.
It is all on trust.
It's like ultimately, it's like if you can get on a plane and go there,
Mm.
there's a certain amount of it kind of lends weight to the trust. But it's like, but if you want to go somewhere and be like, no, sorry, you can't go there,
Right.
that makes you want to doubt it a little bit.
I suppose, but
So why can't I go there?
yeah. I mean, it could be. I remember there's one of the comments. Some of the guy, I don't know if he was Russian, but he said secret trees. He just said,
Wow.
he just said secret
Well-
trees. I was watching. It was the one where they would. I can't remember if it was a little Diomede or they were going from the big Diomede. Like the Russians were coming across.
Secret tree.
He just said secret. He goes, oh, the military. There used to be people living on the big Diomede. Now it's military. Secret. And he put / secret trees. And I don't know.
Like was it something like lost in translation, maybe.
I don't know. It could be, but everything else was clear English. It seemed fine. It just seemed odd. I don't know what the hell that means. There's no trees there, but I mean, I don't know. It just stuck with me. I just thought it's odd. It's just like a nice. It's a good title, isn't it? It's like it means nothing. It means nothing to me, but it just kind of conjured up like this. I don't know.
Because like, you've also got the South Koreans. They're like questioning the map and the history of the map.
Right.
Like they think they've been ripped off. Like not all
Kind of bad
South
thing.
Koreans, but some of these ones online.
Yeah. Right.
They're saying like the older maps
Yeah.
show that like Korea
Bigger.
had like more territory,
Okay.
but the maps have been like rigged by the West
Right.
to kind of rob the Koreans of
Well, the size
their
is.
land and whatnot.
There's that video, isn't there, on the West Wing where they show there's that like kind of geeky guy. He comes into the West Wing and he tells them like all the maps are wrong. Like.
Oh well, that's the Peters
Yeah.
Peters projection or
I
whatever,
think
where
so.
it's like he tries to make
He shows them that like.
the
Africa's-
actual size.
Like, isn't
as
Brazil
opposed to-
much bigger and Africa's much bigger? And it's they're trying to. He's trying to say that like the white areas are smaller than the black
Again,
areas.
it kind of messes the ball up, doesn't it?
I mean,
that doesn't really.
I mean, the ball is
doesn't really
all-
work on the.
The ball is all kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, I just don't see how you think you're upside down, but
It's
just crazy.
It's that simple, man.
it's crazy. Because at some point you're gonna, I don't know, you're gonna have to see some kind of like crazy change, like an Alton Tower ride. I think.
Well, he wouldn't on like the size of it. That's like the argument.
But I don't. But because the thing, it's so like slight over such a distance.
But
But
again, no, it's like with a flat Earth, it's like 3 years ago. This was like a wacky conversation in like
well,
a reasonably small corner of YouTube. Now it's
Yeah.
like millions of views.
but
It's mainstream now.
well, yeah.
It's like
but
a weird,
it,
like,
it gets
flipped.
it's
It's like, what if it happens with like some of these people who are like questioning
but
the maps and whatnot?
well,
But if in a few years' time it's like, oh yeah, obviously the maps are
but
wrong.
it'll get into the Kennedy safe zone. That's what happens. When anything gets quite big, it goes into the Kennedy safe zone. They open up the safe zone, and everything's like padded. And it doesn't matter what you can throw on 9/11, Building 7, a flat Earth. It's like
Mary Jo.
the only
Peschny.
thing that's too spiky is Holocaust. Holocaust can't get in.
Well, the Holocaust is it's very big news, isn't it, at the moment?
You know,
Like it's,
Gulf of Tonkin can go in this Kennedy safe zone. That's all right. You know, but they're just whatever. Oh, was it Vietnam's cause? Oh, was it like that? Okay. Oh well, yeah, whatever.
yeah, the thing is, though, with the Holocaust, it's like, are we reaching a point now where it's like it's that far back in history?
It will.
It's
It
not-
might
it's
reach the
not-
Kennedy safe zone.
Well, it's not like it's like more. It's like, you know, it's like, say like you tell me like your granddad died in the war.
Right.
I might feel a bit awkward
Of
about that. I
course.
think, oh, it's granddad's dad. I'll be nice to you about
Yeah.
it. But if you say like my great granddad's dad,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be as nice because like you probably didn't know your great granddad.
That's right.
He
Yeah.
died a long time ago. It's like, even if he died at
It's a
bloody
good
death, it's like
point.
a long time ago.
Right. Yeah.
So now it's like the Holocaust is like
But-
it's getting to the point where it's
but
not your grandfather's, it's your great grandfather.
But it's still point. It's still, I don't know. Yeah, they'll still feel it. Want to like in the way black people feel slavery because they feel like they're connected, but really, they're just Americans. You know, didn't go through it.
But I mean, it loses some of its
It might, but
its
people-
immediacy.
but- yeah, a little bit, I think. But I think they'll still hang on to like thinking that it's in their DNA. Like this, they are a survivor. It's in like their it's in their suffering somehow inside.
But at some point, like, Protestants stopped like going on about like the Inquisition or
I
whatever.
guess eventually, it will happen. It'll just take.
It's like, you mentioned the Inquisition. How dare you?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
great grandfather died in that.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Like, again, no, it's like you can joke about that, but like
Yeah. It's because it's so.
it's so
it's
removed
so removed. Yeah.
from your reality, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
it was probably horrible if it
Well, I mean,
if it was real.
it's got so many years of padding. Yeah, you need so many padding years.
But yeah, with the Holocaust, it's like a lot of people are questioning this now.
But
That's very fashionable now, but in a way it doesn't matter. It's like it's that far gone. It's like, even if it's all true,
yeah,
at some point it'll be
Oh,
that
there's no
far
one-
in the past.
no one's
but,
digging
like-
it up. No one's gonna like start a new campaign. Unfortunately.
But yeah, there's a video here.
Right.
Like what's this called? Flat Earthers believe Australia does not exist. Like, what do you think this is going to be? A jokey one? Is it?
It's gotta be, hasn't it?
Is it in relation to the people that are questioning Russia and that? Would they do this about like? From the west,
Right.
because there was that big
Okay.
where you had people like making this jokey thing about like Australia.
Win slots. Sign up now for your 30 free spins.
$33.
$900 use to buy it. Did you
Subscribe to IO. Hey Australians, apparently you guys aren't real. At least that's according to the Flat Earth Society. Welcome back to IO, I'm Charlotte Dobre. According to a conspiracy that has its roots in a Flat Earth Society thread from 2006,
It seems very slick, doesn't it? For a silly video about
Got the sheen.
Flat Earth and
The corporate
Australia.
sheen.
Like, whenever anyone speaks like that, you can kind of tell
Oh, the robot.
they're paid to do it. And it's not.
Completely.
It's like so.
It's obvious.
Australia doesn't actually exist. The post has hundreds of thousands of views and hundreds of replies. It reads as follows. Most of you have probably been brought up believing in the imaginary land called Australia. The fact is, Australia doesn't really exist. Everything you've heard about it was made up. Any pictures you have seen were faked by the government. Okay, so what about the fact that there are actually people from Australia? It's supposed to have a population of 24.4 million people. How does this post explain that? Well, apparently Australians are either actors or secret government agents who are surfing the internet to enforce these false beliefs. Oh my god, it all makes sense now. Wombats are just fat cats. kangaroos are really people in costume, and koalas must be robots. Why didn't I see it before? It all makes sense now. The fact is, the whole Australia doesn't exist or any country doesn't exist is actually one of the oldest memes on the internet. The first mention of it seems to be from 1993 when German users of Usenet, which was a really popular forum that predates the internet, joked about the fact that a town called Bielefeld didn't exist and was actually a lie fabricated by the CIA or even a...
It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like, what's the purpose? It's like,
Just the rubbish.
it's like, it's
People, like, I mean, it's silly. It's so silly, isn't it?
like that sort of like fake, like sarcasm, like how do they explain
But
Australian people? Like, huh?
they don't explain why they think it's. I mean,
They don't, like,
the whole thing is
but, like,
ridiculous.
does anyone actually think
I
Australia's fake?
I've never.
Is there anyone who thinks that?
I've never seen the
There
thing.
are
like
some Russians who do videos, but like
Yeah.
they're the only people I've seen that would maybe be a tiny bit sincere.
I've
about
never seen
that idea.
any movement or really. The only recent thing I've seen, and that's ages ago, was the no trees. If you did done the
That
no
was a
trees,
psyop, wasn't it?
if you did done the no trees,
You'd
I'd
be like, all right,
give her a
I can
little
see
bit.
what you're doing there.
Yeah,
it's like,
because
it's
there's a nice long documentary you can watch and like get fed into it. But I haven't seen one for Australia. If there was a nice long one for
like, I've
Australia,
seen videos, but they're all like that.
right.
Do you know, those sort of
yeah,
like,
just
well,
mock like
what?
this.
Like what? Like, huh?
It's just like it's like fake mockery as well. It's like
Yeah, it's
everything's
like-
fake. It's just fake throughout. It's like synthetic sweets. Like everything's just synthetic. It's just cheap and pointless and tasteless and bad aftertaste. So yeah, it's just worthless, isn't it? Really.
See what else to say.
aliens. A woman named Shelley Florid went viral in 2017 for her Facebook post, which also made the claim that Australia doesn't exist, and it was actually a huge hoax created by the British government. Britain made up the concept of Australia so that they could kill tens of thousands of convicts instead of sending them to a country on the other side of the world. Her post was shared more than 20,000 times. Apparently, she also received her fair share of death threats. Point is, a lot of people either
No,
believe
she never.
this
Don't
or
be
it's just
silly.
a joke and they're trolling the hell out of everybody, and honestly, I can't tell the difference anymore. Alrighty, it's time to respond to some comments. Middle fingers to you said, why are you always wearing a police costume? Captain! Captain! Not police! Fearless Fox said, Charlotte looking like she can be my pilot. Ooh. For the last time, I'm a sea captain, not a pilot.
I can't watch stuff like that.
No, it's just
awful, isn't
it's
it?
like a bad play. Just
It's like, huh? Like, huh?
just robot monologue. The robot monologues. It's just terrible. Forget the vagina monologues. It's the robot monologues. Been going on for ages now. Bloody 60 years. But it's getting bad.
It's like who's getting enjoyment out of that? You know what I mean? It's like
It's I guess to laugh at people maybe. Just because people
well,
like to.
people watching that going.
Well, people think.
Australia doesn't
No, all people think other people are stupid. So maybe it's just like that. It's just like, well, there are stupid people in the world.
But like surely like
I mean, I wouldn't like that, but
you're gonna be hard pushed like feeling intelligent watching that.
they just want something on. They want some kind of stimulation. Want some news. Give me something
Like, it's one of the things. It's like,
wacky.
the only people that are kind of interested in flat Earth are people who are interested in flat Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of one
And
of
the
the
fact
weird things where it's like
You'd
why.
probably think more flat earthers, like people who are interested in flat earth, would watch that just to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what-
Go on, like what you say.
what's coming on here, what's this about.
Yeah, it's like how many people are watching it like going on. I love this
How many
woman. She's
views has
funny.
that got?
18,000,
18,000.
17th of April, so it's quite recent.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, it's just.
It's like people aren't sort of very bright. Like all the comments are just. But what about the flat earthers that live in Australia? It's just like it's just like predictable.
Yeah.
So like talking sarcasm. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
It's just another one of like just to forget.
I mean, do you think there could be any truth? That there could be the map could be wrong anywhere
Isn't it
in
like
the world?
Maybe,
I mean, obviously,
of
like
course,
the question Antarctica,
but
which is kind of like
when
you can't really go there.
when I
can
think of that, I just think of like wasn't it? It's like it was
you?
called
Like, what I would say was do that video about Chukotka.
right.
Would you do that? It's like on that people.
I suppose. I mean, Which I
It'd
don't
be
know.
interesting.
Well, you could say is Russia smaller?
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be interesting.
The sizes are
Would
the,
you-
s-
would
the
you do
sizes
that?
are all wrong. She could start with does size matter?
Well,
Well,
huh?
Well, Russia's much smaller. They're saying it's much smaller than it really is. Russia's tiny. But I don't know. So
Yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
yeah. Can I think of there's other names for Australia, isn't there? Like
Well, New Holland was like back in the day
yeah,
on the old maps.
but there's
I
no
think it was the Dutch.
like Great. What's it called? Great Foreign Land? No,
Great.
foreign. It's like a Great Land or I can't remember now.
Well, it's just like a modern thing, or like
I don't know. I thought it was an
it's
older
something
thing.
like an old, like
Yeah, an older thing.
like the Great Southern Continent,
Great. Yeah.
because it was like people weren't sure whether it was like a
Yeah.
part of a huge, like on a lot of the old maps, it's like
Yeah. It's part of
kind of
something
attached
else.
to like a big massive.
It's part. Yeah, there was another big thing, wasn't there? Like a big
it's like,
continent there.
Supposedly they didn't.
And is it like that? Are people talking about that? It's really that rather
Well,
than Australia.
One of the guys, the Russian guy, like it's really only like one person in the people who view
Right.
his channel really.
Okay.
He's kind of saying there's big fences in Australia.
Right.
like to use like dingoes and stuff like that
Hmm.
as an excuse to kind of fence you in.
Well.
And he says there's like 4 different time zones in Australia.
Yeah.
So he kind of has this idea that it's like it's attached to like something bigger.
Bigger, right?
I think,
I
from what I
mean,
can tell.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's supposed to be so big anyway. I don't know. It's it's so crazy because everywhere you go is like farmland, and you know you can get out of London. It's it takes like 20-25 minutes to get out of London, and then you're just in farmland. It's like there's nothing at all.
Hey, I'm happy to believe everything unless it's to say you can't go there. When I'm like, why can't I go there?
Okay.
Like, why can't I go there?
Yeah.
It's like, there's part of Australia you can't go. I want to know why you can't go there. But I don't think there is there?
I'm
I'm
not
pretty
sure.
sure, like, it's pretty,
It's
pretty
just.
mundane.
I know, yeah. But maybe it is. I don't know. It just seems. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's such a sexy idea. But
Well, it
Probably
seems
not.
kind of like boring compared to like
yeah,
North Pole.
of course.
I mean,
No.
that little gap between Alaska and Russia,
Yeah.
it's just so easy to have a bridge,
Have a
bridge.
Have a bridge.
cross.
Mm.
Like, why is that so like, that's such a kind of,
I just
it's
think,
like no one's thought of that.
I just think it's the experiment. It's Russia's the experiment when I went there.
But like, Russia's connected to like the rest of the landmass.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's already connected, just not to Alaska. Just a little bridge.
I don't know.
Like the big, you can't go there.
It's they want no separation.
It's like one of the things like the Russian guy says, is he says like he worked in a factory
Mm.
in Russia. It's like kind of in the middle of Russia. I think it's called Norilsk. I think it's the most polluted city in Russia.
Right.
It's just like really bad.
Mm.
And he was saying like the pollution from there was so bad it was affecting Canada, and they were fined like multi-million-dollar fines for the pollution.
Right.
And he kind of says it's like it's evidence that Canada's
'Cause it's so
closer
close.
because like, obviously it's quite far away on
Yeah.
a normal map.
Right. If,
got
it's,
the whole,
if he's in
like,
the centre of Russia,
The whole Arctic like separating.
it's still a huge, different like
Well, it's like-
status. Supposedly.
Norilsk's kind of right in the centre.
If
So
it's right in
like
the
it's kind
centre,
of you'd have to cross the.
Yeah, there's still loads of land, isn't there?
Well,
Supposedly.
you've got to cross the whole like North Pole, which is
Right.
all, like the whole Arctic Ocean.
Right. I mean, it's.
So,
yeah,
so that is a bit weird.
it is weird, but I don't know.
Again, it's like, can you go? Can I go there? Can I go and have a look?
They're just testy. You know, it took me like hours to get in.
But again, no, it's like
And it
a
was
little-
like I already thought we weren't going to get in. You know, the guy. There's this little guy, and he was like,
it's like a Russian guy.
yeah, my mum always remembers because she shouted at her and she almost made her cry. She was pushed the passport. She was like, Stein, Stein, Stein. It was, and she always did afterwards. Like when we were in Johnny's wedding, that she would be like, oh yeah, this little Russian guy. He was like, Stein, Stein. Like, it was like crazy. How like extreme it was. I was like, we're not going to get through it. This is so ridiculous. We're stuck here in the airport. And we're just
Again,
not
it's
gonna
like
get in.
what? Like, what's the big deal?
Because they love Mother Russia. It's too nice.
Again, it's like let you go to Moscow.
But I'm
Oh,
trying to say, even
Like the West.
even
but,
for
like,
an
why not the
official,
East? Why can't Why is it so hard to go to like cross from Alaska?
You must cross here. You must cross here. No. Not round
It's
there.
like how they're patrolling that big border. And you've got all the Chinese and all that, all these. Why aren't they just going across? It's like, how do you man such a big border?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's just fear. Maybe there's no one there. It's like a scarecrow. They're just no one's really. Everyone just thinks they're going to get gunned down or
Again, it's like,
taken away.
why patrol ice? It's just ice. It's gonna freeze anywhere. It's like what? Just let them run around in the ice. Who cares? But you've got to have like armed.
It's
people,
where all the mammoths are.
like, armed guards and that. Like, I do think it's weird.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, you never see now from the North Pole. Nothing good.
Nothing
They should be
good.
able to point straight up at the North Star, right above.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
the
it's,
pole star.
should have like good. Should be like a novelty. You know, you go to the north and you
Look
look
at
at
it
the
all.
North Star.
Yeah.
Should
Oh,
be like a
that's-
holiday. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm going to the North Pole and I'm going to see the North Star.
They
Kind
don't.
of like look straight up.
I'm trying to think of like holiday programs. They don't do that. Do they? Like, I'm not holiday programs. Just like travel programs where they go to places like that.
Because like you have like the Aurora Borealis.
They love doing
It's
that.
like it's kind of like they go to like Norway or somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go right there.
Mm.
Can you see it from there? So you have to be like slightly outside.
And that's
like,
always-
how does it work?
That's always sexed up, that footage as well. I've noticed of the
Is it?
Yeah. It's never like live. It's
This-
always like a time
Like
lapse.
this footage certainly isn't sexed up. Very much smudged up.
But yeah, it's always time lapse and it always looks so beautiful and like flowing. But when you
I
see
mean, like sometimes you can see it from the UK.
right, but it never looks.
It's like it's weird, isn't it?
It's very.
People just like accept it. It's like
Yeah.
it's a thing that happens.
I guess. I mean, I've never seen it, but someone said there was like the Teesside lights. Like, you could see them.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can see him like. I mean, I've
At
never
some
seen him,
points.
but apparently
Yeah.
it's like certain
My mum went actually to
certain
like,
times you can't see him from here.
mum's friends. She went to Norway, I think. She said they were grey. Like they were kind of there, but they were grey. So I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? To think go that way and you want to see some kind of like Wizard of Oz kind of green, shimmering. And it's just this greyness. I mean, I'd be both pissed off.
It's like where like there should be like cameras there all the time. Like you
Mm.
can just go online, have a look.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like how much like you just go on here now, type in North Pole, have a little look.
I just want to see someone going like under them in live. I don't want to see a time lapse. I want to see someone actually like under them and just looking up. And they go, oh, look, there they are. But I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I mean, they must be there, I guess. It just seems like they're sexing it up.
Knocking it down. Oh, like it. That's the thing. Like, I'll just get that. It's like Swilliamism. Like, did you see the one where like he's like arguing with the cop?
Is this new?
It's quite a new one. I think on
has
on
a
a wrong
few-
channel.
His like best viewed ones are the ones where he's getting in trouble with the police.
People love it, don't they? They love like the.
It's like he's yeah.
Where's this one?
Like it went viral the other one he did. It was like quite a lot of views for him.
So, sorry, do you want to repeat what you just said to me? This police officer, when I was explaining to myself, because I've been harassed by every single police officer here already, this police officer came and identified himself, asked what I was doing, and when I said I get harassed by police every single day and I'm feeling tense because I don't want to have a conversation with him, he called me a prick. Did you not? You're going to deny that? You're going to deny what you called me? Do you want to repeat what you said to me?
My name's Eddie Tyndall. I'm off now because we're off elsewhere.
No, you should be off duty. Speaking to the public like that. You called me a prick. I have the courtesy. I have the courtesy of talking to you. No, he's not going anywhere. What's your name?
Eddie Tyndall. I told you twice.
Where are you, Charing Cross or what?
No, yeah, I'm all over.
Sorry?
I work for Medical.
Who is your boss?
Craig Haslam.
And what is his position?
Chief Superintendent.
Of?
Territorial Security.
Okay, so...
Yeah, that's pretty mad, isn't it?
Straight away, straight into it.
But I was watching now. I was just thinking because like he's got a posh accent, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's like if you try that with a working class accent, you're getting like probably getting beaten up. Well, getting pulled in the van or something.
I mean, you're less threatening. I mean, well, he is. I mean,
Like, but William isn't. He's got that like.
I don't know.
He's posh, isn't he? He's got like that kind of a.
Yeah.
He'll probably get away with like back chatting.
I guess, yeah, because there's.
I'm sure they'd just lock us up if we did that.
I don't know. It seems set up to me.
It seems set up.
Seems-
I think it seems genuine. I think he's like the
I
guy
don't know.
that's genuinely.
He's getting. I think he's getting.
genuinely.
Infowars.
Like,
Infowars
the British
role.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, he's on Infowars payroll. He's like it's a bit suave. That's all the UK version. Bit less like it's a bit less WWE. It's just
Just like arguing with a cop.
yeah. It's
He's called him a prick.
but he won't like go to like all the sites where they're supposedly running people down.
So you're skeptical of that?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He makes like good stuff though, doesn't he?
I love his stuff.
It's like beautifully
I
shot.
love it
Like,
because he does.
does he use something for the camera? Because it's very still, isn't it? He's walking around.
I don't know if he has
It's
a steady
like
camera. or
I've
some
tried
kind
doing
of,
that. It's like it's
Yeah.
just annoying.
He might have some kind of like thing, like a dongle or whatever it is, like waiting system. But he does. I always
It's
watch his stuff.
professional, isn't it? It's like
He does have
it's
some good.
entertaining.
It is entertaining. He has got some like old stuff where like symbols of stuff in London, which seem kind of interesting. But I don't know if he's just scared to like
I mean,
get off the
a
fence.
lot of people like.
He
It's,
just want
it's kind of natural. You don't want to. Like,
Yeah, you don't wanna
offend
put your
people that potentially die.
Well, I think it's more like there is that.
Because like
of course.
I mean, not many people are like 100% hoaxes.
But I just
Like
think
we're kind of pretty much 100%. We like.
He
yeah,
just
it's a
doesn't
hoax,
wanna-
We don't care.
he just want to put himself in a box, maybe just because then. I don't know if it all
Like, I'm
goes-
not sure if something
goes
happened
wrong.
in Middlesbrough, I'd go like sticking a camera in people's face.
No, but just
I'd
to
be-
get
I'd be a
around.
bit more, like,
No, but
circumspect, I would
you don't have to stick in people's face. You can be on the scene though, just to see what's going on. That's all I wanted them to do, and say, look, where's the evidence of any of this stuff? It all looks the same. There's a camera right there. Look, it's right there. Why is there no footage of this? Why was the footage of like miles away, like a tiny, like where it was all really everyone was tiny from miles away across, from a different bridge? Or was it a different bridge? It wasn't even a different bridge. It was like
It was in a like a
a building, wasn't it?
yeah, it's a building where I can't remember what organisation it is, but it was like someone did some like quite good research where like they kind of linked it to
Right.
various
All
organisations
all
that
the-
were in this building.
It's
that-
ridiculous. All the cameras on
Where
that
the footage
bridge
was from.
that was right down, and you could get all the footage you wanted, every angle, and
Yeah, there was nothing. Was there?
nothing at all. I mean, that's what more do you need? What more do you need? You know, everyone's talking about surveillance, we're more severe, you know, anywhere else in the world, but there's nothing. You should be able to see, as I said, multiple camera views of everything. Everyone
It
getting.
should be sort of like beyond an argument, shouldn't it?
It should.
There should be that much decent footage.
Oh, it was down. The cameras were down again. Oh, were they again? Shucks.
Bob,
Oh, was he doing it again?
you were supposed to get them cameras fixed, weren't you, last week?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, yeah. So we just not on.
Oh, they're up now. They're up now. It's all right. No, it's ridiculous. I mean, that is a joke. But you know what the.
Like, what percentage would you say of the population believe these events now? Would you say it's more than 50% that
Oh, no.
believe them?
No.
They believe they're real.
No.
So how many do you think believe they're real?
Oh, sorry. Believe the real.
Believe they're real,
It's,
yeah.
It's
so
like
what?
just. More than 50%. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, 80.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of
I bet
shrinking every day.
if I went like to a Dole course, you know, it's full. It's chock-a-block full with Tomos and that.
Like, Tomos aren't the most educated
No, but-
people, are they?
It's always okay.
Not like
It's always
not a good
Tomos.
cross-section
It's
of
always
it,
Tomos, but it'd be other people as well. It's kind of a cross section of like losers, but they're it's sensible people to a degree. And if I just mentioned that, they'd be like, what are you talking about? You know, and the
I don't know. I
and the
reckon you get a few people now going, oh yeah. It's like I've seen. Oh yeah, I saw something about 9/11. Like that's kind of
But-
genuinely what I get. It's like
but
If I mention it to
but
Lee.
when they get a recent one though, it's a bit like.
I think even with the recent
it
ones,
I think it's
it's
still.
because like everyone now has reached a point where they've heard about a hoax, whether it's
Right.
like Sandy Hook, 9/11, whatever.
Yeah.
They've heard about something where it's like it's not a new thing to them. You know, it's like 10 years, well, even 2 years ago, you
Mm.
said it to someone. It was like you were saying something they'd never heard before. It was just an alien idea.
Right.
The very idea that it could be not true
Mm.
was so alien to them that you just seemed bizarre.
Yeah,
And
they have like
just, like you were just
a
being
perspective
horrible. But
now.
now it's like they've heard it so many times that like
Hmm.
even if they don't agree with it, like, oh, this guy's one of those people who doesn't believe it.
But
But they know there's people there who don't believe it.
I think it's I don't know that when a new one comes on, though, I still think it takes people a while to get into it. It's like it's too fresh.
Oh yeah, the freshness is kind
freshness
of
is like-
it's hard for people.
It's hard. And
But I mean,
think
I do think it's like there's more. Like I've seen less people on Facebook. It used to be like there'd be an event.
right.
Everyone I know on Facebook would be like posting stuff about it. Now it's
Right.
like no one posts it
Okay.
because it only takes a few people, kind of like me, to go like, have you seen this?
Mm.
Have you seen that? This looks a bit fake.
Right.
And just it kind of shuts down the conversation a bit because like everyone goes from being a believer to being like on the fence kind
Yeah.
of thing. They're not certain enough to, even if they believe it, they're not certain enough to argue back.
Oh.
Especially with someone who knows what they're talking about. Similar with the flat earth stuff.
Yeah.
For whatever the truth is with that, it's like there's enough people now that have heard it that it's not a new idea. It's not wacky anymore.
Well, I don't know.
It used to look mad, but now it's like, yeah, so my sister's friend, she's into all that.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
got that
that
kind
sort
of
of
thing.
thing.
But I don't know. It's getting to that Kennedy safe zone. I feel where it's like it's accepted, but
But it doesn't get on.
it's not really
It
condoned
doesn't get in mainstream politics.
in any educational
Like
forum.
even now, there's probably not a single mainstream politician that believes
No,
a conspiracy about Kennedy, is there?
no.
Unless it's secret. You never get one
You-
saying, "Oh yeah, obviously he was shot."
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like it wasn't a lone gunman. Of course, it wasn't.
Just think, just a simple thing. Why can't we see the cameras? I mean, we need these cameras. It's important for us to be able to see what happened. We're not getting any of this information. Why was it from so far away? No one said that. No politician.
Yeah, it's like
Not at all.
they're just dumb. Or the boss, or the idiots, or the.
I just think that they see that everyone else isn't going near it, and it's not part of their agenda. Like they're not agenda, evil agenda. Just what
they're doing.
Just what they're doing. No one's touching it. And think, well, it's not part of me. I'm getting paid. I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. It's why what I mean. I'm not sticking my neck out, or I've done anything to stick a neck out. It's just not. Part
I think they
of
would
what
be sticking their neck out quite if they did come out. It's like it's easy for people like us to kind of to say that's fake because like
But just
we're
to
not
ask the
involved.
question,
But it's
though,
like
just
if
to
you're
ask
like
the
a public
question.
figure and you're like, oh, that's fake. It's like boom.
You
The
don't
entire
even have
media's like
to,
on
you don't
you.
have
It's
to be
like
so like
your jobs and
overtly saying like you could just say, look, isn't it about all this like supposedly major surveillance? Yet is this all we've got?
they could be cleverer, couldn't
They
they?
couldn't. They could
be
just
smarter.
little bits of like, surely this is not what expected.
Like the Russian poisoning. It's like there's been a few people kind of asking those sort of questions, going well
Yeah.
without actually saying yeah this is bullshit. They've been kind of saying oh well. Why
seems like
don't we have the proof?
It
Or
seems
why?
like the closest is Peter Hitchens, but he's obviously, to me, he's like a controlled opposition of sorts.
I mean, he isn't like. He always comes across as genuine, and he's a Christian as well. So maybe he's got some like moral fibre.
I don't
But I
know.
mean, he hasn't been shut off the mainstream yet,
Isn't
so they still let him on.
he gets on? He's
But I mean, again, he's not a conspiracy theorist. He's just a kind of traditional Christian conservative.
he doesn't stick his neck out too far, but I mean,
I mean, he's better than everyone else in
yeah,
the mainstream.
you'd think
so it's like
he
fair
somewhat
play to him.
shoots from the hip a little bit. But I mean, that's it. That's what we've got to look for. Bloody Peter Hitchens. And it's ridiculous. He's like a big bird man. Like a aristocratic bird. That's what we've got to get behind.
Well, I mean, originally he was like communist, wasn't he?
Right,
Back in the
well,
early days, and his brother.
oh.
So it's like, I mean, that's where all the psyops come from.
Well, I mean, come on,
They're all embedded in that
it's-
international.
It's a Ponzi scheme in communism, so it's ridiculous.
But yeah, like any final thoughts.
Just,
So I'll just wrap it up.
I know, yeah, there's nothing. Just see what happens next, I guess.
There'll always be something happening.
Yeah, there'll be something cooking up.